Okay, let's see what's going on with you. I did shuffle this before starting. I'm going to give it 2 shuffles on camera just so people can see the cards that get mixed. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck for you to begin with. We have the Devil card showing up. One thing I will say about the Devil card is I think it sometimes gets a bad rap. I think it's much more a card of concern for me. If it feels like it's being used in a way that is destructive to the person, and I'm not picking that up. I actually feel like what's happening here is there's energy of someone who is really trying to explore. Um, they're in the beginning stages of trying to explore their dark side, their shadow side, to explore their trauma. But the way that they're going about getting into that energy is almost like a re-exploration of it. So this could be a situation where someone is, they're really leaning into like sex and lust, drugs and alcohol. It could be an energy where someone is just like they're almost like allowing themselves to be who they were in the past so that they can remember that because it's something that they've walled off. I can tell you from my own personal experience, I have recently been trying to tap into that like angry, yeah. I've been trying to tap into the angry, vengeful, will lash out, will say hurtful things version of me because I have realized recently that I've kind of cut that part of me off, and I know why, and I know that um, it's been helpful to not have those sort of reactive moments in my life. But it also has not allowed me to really fully close things out and to be in a place where I can actually heal that part of me, right? Where I can really be more like the Devil card when it's reversed, which is about finding freedom from things and dealing with your shadow side, healing deep traumas, and releasing emotions that maybe you have like stuffed inside and not been able to release. Okay, Hangman reversed here. I've kind of talked about both of these cards just in what I was saying about my personal experience and kind of like allowing myself to reconnect with that part of me that maybe isn't the most healed right now. And the reason I'm trying to reconnect to it is because it's almost like I'd forgotten it. And I think for me, I'm needing to remind myself what it feels like so I can remember why it is that I didn't want to continue being that way. This 9 of swords, I want to start with this card. Um it's okay to be in a place where you have a fear of what you might lose if you allow your life to change. It's okay to be in a place where you're feeling like you're taking the time that you need to deal with things, to actually close them out, and to find yourself in a place where you've released not only just things about yourself, but you've released your need for certain things. But right now, where I feel you most energetically is almost like digging in and not wanting to do the work. It feels like you're in a place where you feel victimized by someone or something. You're not wanting to look at the truth and the reality of the situation. You're wanting to just distract yourself by exploring your past and the old you. And there's a risk here that you can get stuck in this if you just remain in this reversal energy. Let's see what wants to come out specific to this Hangman. I want to get some clarification on this. The Ace of Wands coming out upright. It takes courage and a desire and being able to focus on what feels like it's inspiring you to make change. Instead of looking at the fear of what might happen and kind of getting stuck in waiting and and stewing in the past, and what this feels like to me is someone who's sitting, and it's like every day they wake up and they make a list. These are the things that are wrong that I need to work on, and they make this long exhaustive list, and then they go about their day, and then they go to sleep, and the next day they wake up, and instead of taking that list and starting to work on it, they just the next day they start making a list. These are the things, this is what I need to work on, and then they get themselves distracted with whatever it is that can make them feel better temporarily. But then at the end of the day, they find themselves back in this energy of just like, I'm not making the progress that I want to make. I'm not making the progress that I want to make. I'm not learning the lessons I need to learn. I'm not focusing on the thing that really matters. This card is a card of someone who is learning, that they're working on bettering themselves, but they're at the very beginning stages of that. They're a student. They're an apprentice type of energy. But you're distracting yourself so much by allowing yourself to fall into these old negative habits that these two cards, the two cards that have come out now, new cards, which are very positive cards. It's about being in a place where you're inspired and you have this urge to create and be courageous and positive in your life, and accept that you're in a space where you're learning new things and you're exploring new things and you're excited about that and you're focused on your learning. Instead of being in this place, all of this stuff is running in the background and it's preventing you from really making progress on this. Queen of Coins coming out. So Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins. I feel like this is really about realizing the resources that you have available to you. The Queen of Coins is all about her resources, her support structure, her family, her home, her like every resource that's available. And it's not something that's just monetary. It's not something that's just about whether you have enough money in the bank to do something. It's about realizing that there are lots of people around you who want to see you succeed. There are lots of people around you who want to play a role in helping you to master this and to be able to see you have success in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. King of Cups coming out. Again, confirmation. This is someone... This energy for the King of Cups... the Lover's card did pop out. It's reversed. I'm just going to tuck it back in and see if it wants to come out. It doesn't necessarily feel totally relevant to this, but for some of you who were wondering if that card would show up and whether it would be upright or reversed, there's your answer for that. But the King of Cups here, and I think it might be confirmation for me as a reader, because I'm saying this doesn't necessarily feel like a person who isn't you coming in. I feel like what this is saying is like, the King of Cups card is the type of person you could imagine being the person you want to become. Okay? Because what is the King of Cups? This is someone who loves very intensely. It's someone who is very emotionally mature. It's someone who understands their emotions. It's someone who is very patient. They're tolerant. They are very attuned not only with their feelings, but with their thoughts and their intuition. They're balanced. They are someone who, I mean, if you look at this card, right, this person is sitting amongst the waves, but they're in a chair in this illustration. But imagine this is someone who, even when they are in the ocean with the waves crashing around them, they're still centered. They're still okay. They're protected. And it's because they've done the work that they need to do on themselves to be able to exist in that way. Okay. I want to pull an oracle card for you to wrap this reading up. So this card says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. I think more than anything, what I would say, and that Lover's card coming out reversed, for me, that, it's another type of confirmation. So often the Lover's card, when it's reversed, can represent things that like a relationship ending or, regrets around a relationship. But the other thing for a reader that I tend to look at it is it can represent turning that love inward towards yourself. And I think that's what you're really being called to do here. Love yourself. Don't keep going back and picking at these wounds for too long. Even though I understand why you're doing it, it's really important to shift out of that and to remember that it's an old way of thinking. It's an outdated way of thinking. It's old patterns, old behaviors, and let those things go.